Our class on successful shading is part of our quick steps to successful embroidery. These classes are meant to be short, concise, and in-depth on a particular technique. They do not give you the broad overview of the embroidery process that you will receive in our full digitizing class. These are designed to give you immediate answers when you have a job in front of you that has you stymied. A significant amount of the information that you will need for the shading process is contained in our first video of this series, our video on color blending. As we go through the techniques of shading, I will try to incorporate enough of the blending techniques so that you are not lost and will not be held back while you review. To be successful at shading, there are a few things that are basics and need to be addressed. An object will appear to be flat and have no volume without shading. Shading will give it dimension and realism. The more realistic the shading is, the more realistic the object. Light areas will appear to come forward, and dark areas will appear to recede. The more contrast between the two, the more three-dimensional the object will appear. Your shading will follow the contour or outside edge of the object. And to make an object look natural when you are shading, you will need to use light layers of thread in order to have colors bleed through and blend. To be effective, the layers that you build will all have to go the same direction. Because in most cases, you'll be covering the same area 3 or more times, you cannot use a full density fill, or you will have cardboard. You will want the stitches to be relatively short and the fill pattern to be flat. The more intense the color, the more density you will need. Some colors will be more aggressive than others. The more aggressive should go down first. To soften colors and make more effective blends in your shading, you will want to use tints or a modified shade of your more aggressive colors. Your shading should not be done with black. It should be done with a cool shade of the main color of the object in order for it to look natural. By the same token, your lighter parts of the object need to be warm shades of that same color. For this, we will again look at the color wheel and its relationship to your thread charts. There will be no concern for push-pull. The layers we will work with will be almost as light as an underlay and will not create the torque. Therefore, they will not create the push-pull that is so hard to manage. And last, underlay will be at a minimum. In this class on shading, we will be going over all of this in detail to give you our secrets to successful shading. We expect you to enjoy and learn from our efforts, and that those efforts will help you in your steps to successful embroidery.